Hello, Stampers. Happy Monday. Welcome to Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy. I totally feel like this is like right in my face, but I'm going to try to look below it. I need to raise it up so that it's not like right there. But that's okay. We can still stamp because you guys can see what I'm doing here. And it's okay. You don't really need to see that the little picture of me in the corner. So it's okay. If you're just jumping on, welcome to Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy. We are going to finish, because we did over half of it last week, but we are going to finish the August 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit today. Do you guys all remember, if you were on last Friday, I poured like a little bit of, here, let me bring them into view, a little pile of these stars because I did the shaker cards first. So I did these little shaker cards first, but needed to save some of the stars. So I poured this amount off to the side. And yes, all weekend I bumped and pushed and smeared these all around, but they're still there. We still have them and we're all good. So no worries there. Okay, so here is the kit. So we did the shaker cards, and we also did this one, but I actually didn't add the stars. I didn't add the stars to those cards, so we're not actually done with those. So let's dig these back out. Here are our shaker cards. Don't look at that one. That was the first one, and I don't like it. So I definitely have my banners way too far apart. So I fixed it. We're good for the other two. I probably could have fixed that one. It's also so not centered. But that's okay. And the You're the Best is super crooked. Boy, did I really mess that one up. Yeah, that one might go to family. Who I know won't care. Hi, Laura. Welcome. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. So yeah, this is the first set of cards, those little shaker cards. I feel like there was a question that was posted in the replay or something about the shaker cards that I thought, oh, I need to explain that on Monday, but I don't remember what that question was. So if you happen to know what that question was, or if you have questions about the shaker cards, then let me know in the comments, and I will try to answer that for you. So there's the first set of cards. We'll set these. We're going to hide that one since that one's not the pretty one. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming from, where you live, where you currently are located, because that could be two different places. I live really close to the Missouri border, and a lot of people work in Missouri. So if you were working today, then technically you're in Missouri right now while you're watching, but you live in Illinois, so I get that. So where are the little mini glue dots? I don't know, so I'm going to find more because that's what we do when we craft. If we can't find the current, then we just dig out more and pile it deeper and deeper and deeper. Or is that just me? You know what? I am actually going to use real mini glue dots, if I can find them. Oh, here they are. Okay, so if you guys have ever wondered, when Stampin' Up! Sells, hi Christina, welcome. Stampin' Up! Sells mini glue dots, they come on this roll. I go back and forth on which ones I prefer. So when you get a kit, then they come on this sheet. So there's a little sheet of mini glue dots. They're clear. You can see them on the back. And then there's this little paper covering over the top. When you purchase mini glue dots, they come in a box and they're on this roll of paper. And let's try to find our first one. And there it is. Do you see that right there? I'm going to see if I zoom in really close. Okay, that was a bit much, I know. I'm hoping you guys can see that though. See that little shiny glittery, it's not glittery, the little shiny like dot. So I really don't like to use these for classes, and I really don't care to use them for a lot of things because you always have to find that one, and then like if you miss one, then it's on here and then it's sticking somewhere, and it's kind of a hot mess, except when I'm doing multiples. When I'm doing multiples, I love using these, and actually they are way too big. So it's actually not going to work very well. You know, I'm probably going to use the fine tip glue pen because can you see how it's like there's a lot of sticky coming out from that little star. So this isn't going to work. But when I'm making multiples, for something like this, I stick them all along there and then pull them off and put them on my project. So the other option is to take this. And you know, I actually, sometimes these come in smaller sizes. I know it's weird because I'm like, do they really do smaller sizes? Those are the same size. These are a little bit more malleable too. So I'm going to stick that down, peel off the paper top, and smush it a little in, and then press the star over the top of it. So they're a little thinner, so you can kind of push and squish a little bit better. But I still kind of feel like it's bulky looking, so I'm going to get my fine tip glue pen. Okay. I love having a chair on wheels. No more like killing myself to lean back and reach and fall out of my chair and everything else. So for the fine tip glue pen, I'm just going to add little dots of glue in various spots. I don't know, do I do 3 or do I do 5? I feel like 3 is not enough, but 5, I'm not sure where I'm going to put them all. And you got to decorate in odds because that's what they say. I think I'm just leaving it at that. Maybe we'll try to do 5 on one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I'm really just kind of setting the star on top of the adhesive glob and letting it sort of settle into that glue dot or that glue blob because it's liquid. And then it'll dry. And you want to give it ample time to dry. Now see, I almost feel like that one's like too many stars. Or is that such a thing? Too many stars? Too much bling? I'm sticking with 3. So 1, 2, in typical Laura fashion, we have a triangle pattern. Because that's what random is, right? No. Random is random, Laura. If it was a triangle pattern, we would call it triangle pattern and not random. There we go. That one you really can't see very well, but I just felt that was the place that it needed to go. Now, technically, those still need the final label, which are right here. And there's lots of words like kid, teacher, friend, and coach. Ooh, I need to close my fine tip glue pen. Do you guys like the fine tip glue pen? Are you like in the middle? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know where you're at with the fine tip glue pen. And then I'll tell you where I'm at with the fine tip glue pen. Also, how was everybody's weekend? Did you have fun? Did you do anything interesting? We got cheesecake. If you want to call that interesting. I do. So there's 3 cards and there's 6 of these little things. So we can make mistakes, which is awesome. I think I'm going to do 3 friends And I think I'm going to do 2 teachers. And I'm not actually going to adhere any of them on until it's time to actually use them. But I just want to have options. Are we loving the fine tip glue pen? Do we not like it? Have we never tried it? Let me know. I'm just going to do 3 teachers too. So this card is either going to be a teacher card or a friend card. And of course, this kit came with the Pacific Point ink pad, which I have. It's a little spot, but I just pulled out my big ink pad since I have that. And we'll put these back. Clean up when we're done, like a good little stamper. That is not what I am on a typical basis. I usually wait until the mound is big and I can't find any of the 5 bone folders that I have set out, and I give in and I start cleaning. That's typically how my stamping goes. So here is, ooh, I forgot they're still drying, but I think they should be fine. So here's the first 2 sets of cards, and now we have that 3rd set to create. Don't forget we have all of the coordinating envelopes, 2. So these go with this one, and these go with this one, and this is the last set that we're doing. You've never tried it yet? So I will tell you my thoughts. You haven't tried the Stampin' Up! One. Okay, so one of the things is that the Stampin' Up! One has the needle. You definitely want to make sure that the needle goes in every time. It is somewhat hard sometimes to get it in there. I find the best way to do it is to sort of lay the tip on my finger and use that as a guide to slide this in. Because like if I just try to go like this, I'll never hit the hole because it's too fine. So I usually like use my finger as like a guide to help steady things and ease it in. If you get that in there all the time and you make sure to put the cap on it, you should have a very high rate of keeping it unclogged. I'm not going to say a percentage because I know some people say that they've done that and they still had it clogged. So I'm not sure what happened there. I did have a friend tell me that if you take a hairdryer to it, it'll help soften it, and then you can stick the needle back down in there. I honestly haven't tried it yet because I haven't had that problem. But before I found out about that, I tried everything I thought of and it failed, like hot water and everything else. Like that glue is hardcore. I love it for the fact that it is a fine tip pen, but I am not a fan of liquid glues. I don't have the patience for drying time. I tend to use too much, and liquid's just not my favorite. It's too scary. I just like a more confined thing. I'm just not very good with liquid. I'm like a little bit, oh, that's not enough. Oop, that's too much. I don't know, that I'm just not good with liquid glues. But it is awesome for fine items. So that's the other option. One of the other things that you can do, I did an entire YouTube tutorial on this. So if you want, you can go to my YouTube channel, Laura's Stamp Pad, and find it, or reach out to me and I can send it to you. You can squirt this onto a silicone mat and use a sponge dauber and like daub on the glue so that you get that like light, even coverage without having to sit there and like do all the fine stuff. So that's another option too. So fine tip glue pen. I'm just not a fan of liquid glues, but it is fabulous for what it is. Okay, we're going to set those aside. So here are our 3 blue cards. So I will say this makes me think of golfer's pants. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but boy, like I look at this and I'm just like, oh, look, golfer pants. So we got our Cheesecake Factory cheesecake over the weekend. We had a gift certificate and I just wanted to use it all up rather than having just a little bit left over. So we got 3 pieces of cheesecake to share. Shh, don't tell Claire. We ate it while she was either napping or in bed at night, and we didn't share. Mommy doesn't want to share her $9 cheesecake. But let's see, we got the Oreo Dream Extreme, which is probably, it's my husband's favorite for sure, and it's very high on my list. We got the peanut butter something something, and it was okay. And then, I'm telling you, they changed it up on me, and I don't like it. I've always gotten the s'mores one, and it's got like a toasted marshmallow on the top and everything, which of course if you eat it later, the marshmallow slides off and is kind of a hot mess, but it's still good. But they changed it, and now it's like a chocolate cheesecake instead of a white cheesecake. And I don't really care for chocolate. So I was a little disappointed in that, but Brad ate more of that, and I ate more of his Oreo Dream Extreme, and then we shared the peanut butter one. So it all worked out in the end. Okay, so this is the last one that we're doing. And I'm just going to have to cover that up to see. So I'm going to lay all of these on first, I think. Just looking at the picture. But yeah, even though Claire and I stayed in the car the whole time, it was fun to get out. We drove over to St. Louis so that he could get some computer parts. And we stopped and got the cheesecake and brought it home. And we got Chick-fil-A, which is my favorite. I swear, if I ever strike it rich, I'm opening a Chick-fil-A here in town. Because it is my favorite. They're amazing. Okay, so there we have that. And then we need our vellum. So there's like 3 layers here, I think. 2 layers. 2. And I'm just holding them both together to try to pop out both at the same time so that I don't have to pop out 12 different ones, and instead I'm just popping out 6 different ones. A lot of times if you layer your die cuts out like that, then you can pop them out of their frame or whatever all at once. There's actually a lot of leftovers there. You could always cut and trim and use like the little side pieces, but I have plenty of scraps that while that sounds like a great idea, it probably won't happen. So I'm not going to save it. Some things I'm like, oh, I can't throw it away. And then other things I'm like, today's the day that I have to let it go. So that's one of those days today. Maybe because it's Monday. I don't know. And this one. And we also need all of these little gold fabulousnesses. I also got absolutely eaten alive by bugs this weekend, even though we sprayed our yard with a spray. So there is no hope for me and not getting eaten alive. What is my favorite? So if I'm really trying to behave, then I get the grilled chicken nuggets. If not, I get the regular fried chicken nuggets and then the fries. Brad always gets a number 1, and Claire always gets the grilled chicken nuggets and fries and a milk. What is your favorite at Chick-fil-A? I also will say that I've had a bite of Brad's, but I've never tried anything else besides the nuggets. So I don't know that I'm the best person to say what my favorite is because I haven't eaten a lot of the menu. We did work on the bathroom some more. The never-ending bathroom project that has also, you like the grilled nuggets too? Yeah. Has only expanded now. Like the more work we do, the bigger the project it becomes, because everything we find becomes another project. So the toilet is in. So that's exciting because now we have a second bathroom upstairs. There's a bathroom down here too. But now we have a second toilet upstairs. Yay! But you have no privacy because we took the door down. Boo! We're back down to one toilet upstairs. So the back of the door had a like a real cheap mirror on the back, like just one of those like college dorm mirrors. And it was brown, and the back of the door was brown. They painted a lot of one sides of the doors in this house white, and some of the trim white, and then they left the rest brown. Don't ask me. And so I want to eventually turn everything white. So since we got the white trim and everything for the bathroom, and everything is black, white, and like the Tiffany blue, then we were going to take the mirror off, get rid of it, and then paint the back of the door white. Well, that mirror was there for a reason. There's like a head, an elbow, a fist, a something hole punctured in the door. So that was fun. So now we're getting a new door. But doors, you have to like route out the hinges. So now we have to buy one of those things and figure out how to do that. So much fun. Own a house, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It'll make you lose your mind, Laura said. So there's all these leftover white panels as long as I don't make any mistakes. So that's super exciting. If you're just joining in, this is the August Paper Pumpkin Kit. And we are assembling the last set of cards. You can see some of the cards are up there. Then this one says, "You deserve a medal." And I'm going to go with that. That's a good greeting. I could also put the number 1 in there. Number 1, you deserve a medal. We're going to do with the "You deserve a medal." We also watched Legally Blonde. My niece was rushing for a sorority. She's a freshman this year. I feel like I need to like clean this off and ink it again because it looks like there's splotches that aren't picking up ink. And that just usually means that like there's a little bit of like residue from the manufacturing on them, and so it just kind of needs to be wiped off. So you can just like clean it off with your cleaning pad or like stamp a whole bunch of times and then go back, and then you're usually good because it just kind of cleans that off. Perfect this time. And I said something to my husband last week about, what is Legally Blonde? Like, what's that sorority? Which is Delta Nu, in case you were wondering. And he's like, I wouldn't mind watching that movie again. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, it's kind of funny and cute. So we watched Legally Blonde over the weekend. I'm not 100% sure what all is popped up on Dimensionals, but I'm popping this puppy up on Dimensionals, if I can find them. So we did that this weekend too. It was just a mishmash of chaos this weekend. Played outside, got eaten alive by bugs. Like, I am really eaten alive this time. Like if you just look at my legs, there's like 84,000 bites. It could be because we've gotten so much rain. I don't really know. This is also our first summer in this house, so I'm not really sure if it's the area or if it's this summer. I mean, it is 2020, so who knows? But yeah, I'm probably going to stay in the rest of the week to allow my body to heal because it's not good. And that's with bug spray and citronella candles and spraying the yard. Okay. Aren't those super cute? Shiny and fabulous. Okay, so now it's time to assemble. Let's see. They just kind of have one down here and one up high. But I guess I have to keep them both on the card. So kind of like that. And what I might actually do is stick a mini glue dot on there. I'm losing everything in my mess. Here they are. So I'm just going to actually like stick a mini glue dot on both of these. Just enough to kind of hold them in place. See, like they're not super secure. But then I will stick this over the top, and that's what will actually be securing it on there. Oh, look, here's some more dimensionals. Also, I keep forgetting to say this, and I feel so bad about it. But yeah, my mind is so full of chaos, and I do have a lot of exciting announcements coming up soon. But tomorrow night is actually my pajama party for August. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time, I will be on for Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy. So right here, and we will be assembling the Gorgeous Posies kit. Oh no. We're good. So yeah, if you want to stamp along with me, then jump on tomorrow, get out some stamping supplies, and together we can stamp. I will say stamp the night away, but it'll probably only be an hour, maybe a little over. I'm hoping not to be on forever because I don't want to take up your entire evening, and I don't necessarily want to take up my entire evening. This one I think I'm going to kind of do like up and down just to mix it up, see how that works. So again, I'm just going to kind of stick a mini glue dot on there to secure it, and then I'll add the dimensionals to the back. And I thought I lost them again. So yeah, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, I will be putting together the Purple Posies kit with all of you guys right here. So technically, you get 4 days of stamping therapy with me right here on Facebook. Of course, I always upload these videos to my YouTube channel, so you can rewatch them either on my YouTube channel, Laura's Stamp Pad, or right here, and get lots of card inspiration and crazy chit chat from me. I do think I kind of like this first one better. This one with the, like they're both angled up, and then this one I have one angled up, one angled down. I feel like something needs to go right there, but I have stars that I need to add to these, so I might just fill in with some stars, especially since I have a lot of stars left. I definitely did not need that many held back. Oop, I almost pulled off the backs of those. Not that it matters. I could pull off the back, and that would just reveal more sticky, but I'll leave it on. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, then you can always leave those questions in the comments below here, and I can talk about them tomorrow during Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy pajama party. Of course, you have to wear your pajamas if you're going to join tomorrow, because I'm wearing my pajamas and my hair will be wet after my shower with Claire to get her ready for bed, because she goes to bed at 8 o'clock. So we'll just have to speed things up for her, and I'll be on for the pajama party in my pajamas. Okay, so now we just need to add those stars. I might actually add more stars to this one because I feel like there's more room, but we shall see. And the bonus for you is no one has to see you in your pajamas, but everybody gets to see me in my pajamas. But I don't care. Pajamas are cozy and fun. And after 8 o'clock, pajamas are necessary. But I also have some big announcements coming that I'm super excited about. I just have to figure out how I want to announce them. So stay tuned for that. Most likely they will be on Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy. But I'll also be posting the same news on like all my other channels and stuff, like my blog. And that one I definitely did too much glue. My blog and my YouTube channel. And here on Facebook, of course. Awesome. I definitely like the 5 on this one a lot better than the 5 on the last one. So that is the 5th. I was going to say the 5th and final card, but it's not. There's not 5 cards. There's 9 cards. So these are still wet, so I'm just going to kind of scoot them down. And then we have these. So, and then of course the coordinating envelopes for all of these are here. There, I'll just kind of set those here. But yeah, that is the August 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit. Don't forget that there's still time to sign up for the September Paper Pumpkin Kit. I did leave a description in, or a sign up in the description box. So you can just click right on that link and get signed up. Enter your name, mailing address, and your credit card to be able to get the September kit. So this September kit is going to be all Halloween and fall. It is going to have cracker style treat boxes. So if you do prefer cards, this is probably not the kit for you. But if you're looking for fabulous Halloween treats or fall little gifts, then this one is so for you. So yeah, you have until September 10th to get signed up for this kit, and it will be all fall. And you can always cancel anytime. You can get one kit. You can try out a few months of the kit. You can use it forever. So there's no like penalty or, locked in for so long or anything like that. Oh, and I'll show you guys. So this one, there's still a whole bunch of the circles left, and then I have those. This one I have 2 rectangles, 1 big circle, and the teacher ones on the bottom. And then this one I have a whole bunch of circles and then the friend on the bottom. So there was a lot of those left over. Oh, and here's another one of the rectangles. Of course, I have the stamps and the ink left over to reuse. I have some dimensionals left over, but I also use some of my own, I think. And just one lonely little strip of ribbon. So yeah, there's always lots of goodies left over from these kits. Oh, and I have the little pile of stars. Let me grab the purple posy kit to show you guys what we'll be doing tomorrow night at the pajama party. So here's the stamp set. And I am actually super excited about this because the wishing you comfort and peace at this time, I need that 100%. I always find that like whenever I send sympathy cards, I send them to a lot of people. So for example, my sister lost her grandma-in-law. Her husband's grandmother passed away, so I sent a card to her, but also to her in-laws, because we're friends with them too. So I sent 2 sympathy cards. Well, I have another family who lost a grandfather, and so I'm sending out 2 more sympathy cards. So I feel like sympathy cards kind of go out in bulk. I know that sounds horrible, but it really took a lot of my stash down. So I need more of those. So here is the box. Here's the stamp set. And all the goodies are on the inside. I need to remember that some of these are still wet. So here are the cards. And I really think that this kit will be great for gift giving. So, ooh, there's a spider on my wall over there. I saw him out of the corner of my eye. I don't like spiders. And I'm trying very hard not to push that off on Claire. So I usually tell Brad, there's a spider over there. Go get him now. So yeah, I'll have him come down here before he runs away. But yeah, I really think I might get a few of these kits and make them up and have them available at Christmas time as possible gifts to give, because I think they'd be a great gift of, oh my gosh, I need a gift for XYZ, or I didn't get a gift for XYZ and they're coming over in 5 minutes. What do I do? So I think that this will be a great option, is to make these cards up and to put them back in that cute little box. And even if I don't wrap it, I could give them this fabulous little box, throw a bow on the top or something like that, and it would be absolutely stunning. So I do think that this one will be great for that. So we might be making more of these on Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy on the weekdays so that I can get that done. I do feel like I need to get started on my Christmas cards because I'm super nervous this year about having them done and getting multiples, because since I don't have all the classes that I normally have, then I don't have all those samples and all of that. So it's a totally different year, and it'll be interesting. So I will probably be using a lot of my stamping time with you guys to stamp and create and inspire and get that done on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays while stamping with all of you guys. So I hope you're excited and ready to go along for the ride. I do have Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy every Monday, Wednesday, Friday right here at 12:15 Central Time on Facebook. And then, of course, you can always watch the replay and be sure to comment. I love reading your guys' comments. And then I also, of course, upload it to my YouTube channel, Laura's Stamp Pad, so you can check that out there too. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock, which means it's nap time for little Miss Claire. And yeah, I will be going, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the pajama party. So a little extra bonus, Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy bonus. And we will be stamping this Posies kit. So love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. I hope you guys all stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Bye-bye. Happy stamping.